Hello again and welcome back. So since my last video, I've been kind of playing with a few things just to see what works and what doesn't. As you can see from my surface, I have made a mess playing with these paints. And so a few things that I've added here are baby wipes, which were recommended, and they do work beautifully, keeping the gel plate clean, keeping the stencils, the brushes, because you don't get the lint that you get from using a cloth, washcloth. So those I like. This tool here, which is just a pencil eraser. And for this one, when I laid out the paint, I just kind of drew in the design. This one I've already covered with Mod Podge because it's going to be part of my quilted art journal. But that came from this. And then also a big paintbrush for the Mod Podge and laying down the paint. So I did a couple of other things that some worked, some didn't. So this one was a print. I had cut leaves out of just some paper that I had braided. First thing, don't use regular paper because it will stick. Use freezer paper if you're going to kind of make a stencil, but this was just impromptu because I had cut leaves out because I had braided over this a couple times and I wanted the leaves for cards or something. So once I saw the negative space, I thought, that might be interesting. And it did. It made a really nice print. So, and one of the secrets too is to keep overprinting and reprinting until you layer up the color, and then it gets to be much more vibrant and much, you get a really nice print. Even though that one's nice, most of the time if you do several layers, you'll get a much better result. And don't use regular paper. So then I got a piece of, this was part of one of those tablecloths. It's just, squares. But there's not enough open space and enough voids. And it's not a deep enough impression to be like a stamp. But I just wanted to see what it would do. And so this was the first one, which is okay. This was the second one, which was much, much better. And then this was just the same color. So anyway, so that was the second one. This one I've also already coated with Mod Podge. This one I have not. You can kind of see the stiffness and the shine to it, and you can hear the difference. That's going to be part of the book also. So then I used a stencil. This is the stencil. And so this was one that I had printed in my practice before. That into camera. With this orange and gold. So I just wanted to see what the black relief would look on there. And it's lackluster. But if I reprint like another color or something over the top, it might really, work out. So this one is still in the process. That's just a piece of it. So anyway, so once I had this stencil, I did some blue things over blue paint because that was a print that I had made that first time. This one came out a little better because you can see the leaves. I got the ghost print from the leaves and then put the stencil on this one. Well, I didn't clean the stencil very well. So it had black paint and blue paint and different things on it. So trying to clean the stencil, I just put it on a sheet of printer paper and that came out really pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that out and make something out of that because I like the way that printed. It lifted off all of the dry paint along with the pink paint that I tried to use for something else. So, you never know. Don't waste your ink. Don't waste your paint. If it's not working on fabric, lay on a piece of paper. That's one of the things I'm learning as well. And so these were the pink ones I tried to do. And this being the first one, which was too much paint. And I put it on with a brush. You can see where, I tried to get some, but it was too much paint. So it really didn't come out. It kind of left a little bit of an impression, but not much because it was just too much paint. And so then this is the second printing of it, which is a little better, and it's on printed fabric, like a white on white kind of fabric. And then this is just laying the stencil itself onto this fabric just to see how it will come out. And that's, you know, it's splotchy, but if you cut it up, and once again, these are going to be relayed again so that, you know, we can see what layering that color does. Like I said, that was with the stencil. And then I just have a few random pieces here. This one's my favorite one. This was just paint applied. I was trying to do an ombre, but I didn't keep the brayer layered. But anyway, this one came out really nice. So this one has been treated with Mod Podge. It's going to be part of the art journal as well. These are the baby wipes, which I just thought it was interesting, the tie-dye effect you get from trying to clean up. So once these are cut apart, I can use them in my fabric slashing. Those layered fabric slashings will give a nice texture. I wonder how those will wash up. So I decided not to throw those out, to just keep them and recycle them. And then I think this I've already showed in my other video where I was just practicing. And once again, you know, just layering, seeing how many times it'll take some paint. And so this one probably will not have anything added to it because it's just mucky now. It just looks really muddy. So once it's cut apart, it can be used for something else. But I don't think I'll put more paint on that. I don't think anything is going to help this one or improve it at all. And then same with this one. Maybe some yellow, maybe some something. I don't know. So that one may get more paint. I don't know. So now I just have some paper where I was cleaning my brayer and cleaning the brayer or brayering down fabric with this covering it, because covering your surface with paper, laying your fabric and then putting a piece of paper on top of it does help catch the bleeding. This one didn't, but you can see here where some paint came through. But anyway, so cleaning the brayer made some really nice paper. And I always need paper for something to cut up and add to some journaling or make labels or something out of it. So I just figured I'd share those as well. Oh, and those are the ones that you've already seen from my last video. This is just catching the additional paint off the one I did with the pencil eraser. That's that one. And I just layered that on top of that. And then this was the first one to catch. Now see this one, because it's so faint, I'll probably use this to pick up some more ink when I put on something else. And so hopefully this will layer out and be nice. But if not, it's just a piece of paper. But yeah, it's like no need to waste the ink and the paint that's on there. This is when I tried to clean that stencil off once again. But if you keep laying it down and layering it and laying it down and layering it, the print will get better, which is my hope. And then this one is interesting because I had wiped the plate with the baby wipe and it was really, really wet. So I just laid the paper down on there and then, of course, brayered it on the back. But it made such an interesting brush stroke, which I think this would be perfect for a background for something. Maybe lay a stencil on here or, you know, get some negative space going. So anyway, so that's my progress so far. In my next video, I will be back to trying out the gel plate. I just want to show you a few of my experiments in the interim. And, you know, I hope you're enjoying this walk through inspiration with me. And it's going to be fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.